G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Today it's a little bit humid, 20 to 30 degrees, so we've got that 10-degree difference that we always seem to have around Bundaberg here. Night times, yeah, I spent most of the night on top of the blankets last night, and today it's going to get to 30 degrees. Last couple of days it's been a bit overcast, and I think we had 4 millimetres of rain, and it's quite humid. There's still quite a lot of moisture in the air. You may notice that before this stew, I've popped out a video, Rum City Vintage Machinery Club, AgroTrend 2022. Well, Rum City Vintage Machinery Club is the local club that I'm in, and myself and a few mates started it about 10 years or more ago now, and yeah, it's just going great guns. Yeah, it's just been a good thing. And I think they were telling me on the weekend there was 87, 89 members or something like that, and yeah, they all showed up. Well, not all of them, of course. People can't do everything, but yeah, it was a great rally. And with the AgroTrend started off as a farm show, like agro as in agricultural based show, but over the years it sort of got more lifestyle-y, and all the big tractor companies are back. They weren't going there for a few years, but look, I think the whole show was down a little bit this year, and look, probably because of COVID, and they had a policy that you had to have the green tick to get in the gate, and Friday was only $1 coin for the pensioners, and Saturday, yeah, there was more people around. But look, it was a great show. The video I put out yesterday, Sunday, yeah, Sunday it was. I had a bit of footage. I went around with the GoPro and tried to get a bit of footage of what went on, just for our display. I didn't go right around the whole show. One thing I missed out on that video, I got a bit of phone footage of my friend Tim, and he's got a 1/4 scale Burrell traction engine. And if you have a look at Rum City Vintage Machinery Club Facebook page, there's a little video there, but I meant to include that yesterday on the end of the video, but I started the video after lunch about 2 o'clock, I suppose. I undid all my tractors, and I took 4 tractors to the show, and so I had to get them home. I got some home Saturday Ave, then yesterday morning, being Sunday, I went in. It's only like 5 k's up the road. So yesterday morning I went in to pick up the last tractor and help them pack up, and I drove the forklift for loading the displays, and yeah, so we had a bit of a pack up yesterday and got home late yesterday morning. So I had to spend a couple of hours putting tractors away and giving them a bit of a tidy up and sweep the floor before I put them in, and yeah, the job gets longer and longer as the day goes on. So yesterday afternoon I thought, right, I'll start editing this video, because I told the club, I said, look, I'll do a little video and pop it out there with a link on the Facebook page. So just for people to have a look at and enjoy, and a record of what went on roughly. And as a club they can use the footage if they want, or AgroTrend can grab it and use it if they want, or well, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a community sort of thing. So I started editing, and Mum come for a visit. So, all right, so stop editing and away we go. And then Mum stayed for an hour and a half, had a yarn about everything in general. And so Mum toodles off. She says, oh, well, I'll get going, and off she goes. And then I go back in there, start editing, and I hear some noises, because I got the headphones on, of course. So at home here, I've got a bigger screen, but I use headphones because once I do the HDMI thing, the monitor I have doesn't have speakers in it, so I've got to have the headphones on. So I'm thinking, God, funny noises in the background, but I didn't worry too much. And yeah, so then young fella and his missus and the grandkids rolled in, so that was that was till 6:30. So a bit of an interruption there. So I got back into editing again after that, and yeah, look, I just missed that bit of footage, and I looked back at it this morning and I thought, oh, you dumb bastard. But anyway, that's what happened. It didn't get in there. I'm not going to pull it and re-edit and bug around. The thumbnail on the video, I've got a really nice photo there of Dave's Chamberlain. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a little better thumbnail there. It's quite a dark thumbnail, but it got the video out, and the thumbnail, it's sort of a bit cloudy, and it was sort of cloudy and overcast in the background, but look, that doesn't matter. I'll see if I can get to that later today and see. So last week I was hoping to pop a few videos out of the 65. I've filmed pulling the sump off. I've filmed pulling the sump off. I forgot 2 bolts. That's all staying in there. I'll show you, because if I get caught, you'll get caught maybe. You're probably a bit brighter than me, but anyway, that's fine. And I was hoping to pop a few videos out last week about the 65, but by the time I got some filming done on Monday and got a few things ready, Tuesday I went into the shop, and those crosses, the crosses for the Gladstone Seafarers Centre, I got 73 of those made. I finished cutting those out, so I had 73 of them. Seemed to be a run. And on Tuesday, the laptop I used for editing, I had to have up at the lasers, because I was laser engraving the Gladstone Seafarers Centre Australia into the front of them with the laser. So I couldn't edit while I was doing that, and I wanted to get that done. So John, my contact up there, he was coming down and bringing a display down to our show, because he's in our Vintage Machinery Club. So I wanted to make sure I had all those done for him. So I did that. Then Wednesday, I thought I'll get home and get a bit of work done. Then I went past AgroTrend, and I saw my mate Dave and Paulie in there, and they were starting to get tractors ready for AgroTrend. So I thought, oh, okay. So I went and had a quick chat, and I thought, right. So I run home and grabbed a couple of tractors and took in. And the show was Friday, Saturday, but Dave puts on quite a large display with photos of Kane memorabilia, and his dad and his uncles, and the early days of cane cutting and cane harvesting with Fergie tractors and Toft loaders and cane harvesters and things like that. So it takes him a while to get set up. So Paul, our mate Paulie, he helps Dave a lot. And so I dropped a couple of tractors in there. Then Thursday I went to work and just did work, no editing. And I left Thursday morning. I thought, right, I need to get tractors going, and I helped the club a little bit with their stuff. And so I shot off. Well, I'm a bit fortunate owning a business that I could sort of take a little bit of time out. So, and then mate Dave with the Chamby, he had a lot of tractors there. He had the Chamberlain, the Massey 65, 2 cases, one with a side plough on it, a red Fordson, and quite a few implements that he could lift with his lifting jib on the 65. So, Dave's just painted this Chamberlain up, and his stickers come, and there's the Chamberlain 306 stickers for the side. And the fella he'd arranged to put them on was busy. He got called into work, and so he was a bit worried. Didn't want to do them himself. So I thought, all right, hang on, I'll go home and get the John Deere. So I went and picked up the 420 John Deere, and on the trailer, I said, I'll call in on the way. So I called in round to Dave's, and we put the stickers on the side of the tractor and on the air cleaner and the Australian-made logo on the side, and we got all that done with a bit of soapy water and a bit of a crooked eye. And away we went. And so we got that on, then got back in and unloaded tractors and mucked around, and we put a Queensland Tractor Spares little 3-metre gazebo I have, just so us tractor blokes had a little bit of shade. There was shade for the engine blokes and some of the other displays, and where they were selling raffle tickets and all that sort of thing. So, we provided the shade for the tractor area, which was good. Busy weekend with AgroTrend. Took most of my time up for the time. Then I got home yesterday, swept the shed out where the tractors had to go back in, and give them a bit of a wipe over, make sure everything's okay, disconnect, run them. And look, with the petrol tractors, I usually turn the fuel tap off run them until they run out of fuel, then turn them off, disconnect the battery and all that sort of thing. So I did all that. The books that I went down south and got, they were sort of, I hadn't spent time doing them, and I needed to get around that area. So I've got them in a big box now. I'll try and go through them over the next few weeks. I believe I should be able to have the time there somewhere for that. We'll just see how that goes. The box that I had some of the books in, I've got spare shelf room on the blue shelves now to put some of those Massey Ferguson tools in, and some of the flow meters and that, we're going to get them up out of the main workshop area here, and I'll start getting hoses made and things like that, so we can work with all that. So there are little jobs in the background. Never a dull moment here, is it? The farm oil carbies, I've got 5 carbies there and 2 fuel pumps. I have a lot of parts here now for those. I have to quote on them, but I have ordered the kits and all that, and I have to quote, and probably over Easter I'll have a big carby session, I would say. I've got to try and find a choke shaft. Like the choke shafts are just rusted solid in a couple of them, so still a bit of work there. To go to the show on on Thursday morning, I was dropping tractors out to the show, and I said to Jude, I haven't got any signs on my tractors. There's nothing about them. So I jumped into Inkscape and I made a couple of little sign templates, and I burnt them on the laser as well. So, and look, they come up all right. I didn't seal them, which I should do, but yeah, that's 6mm MDF. So what was that one? That was the FE35. Now I've got them home, I'm going to just sand the top lightly because they got a bit marked up, and there's no sealer on that at all. So that's the FE35. That's the brown TEA20. Can you see all that? Yep, you can. The 135 and the John Deere. The John Deere got a bit scuffed up, but look, that's okay. I'm going to sand the top of those today, and I've got a bit of clear, so I'm going to put clear across the top of them and seal them. I just didn't have time. Here's my chair sliding away, and yeah, I just didn't have time to seal them, and I thought, well, if I did seal them overnight and I took them in the next day and they were a bit tacky or something like that, well, that wouldn't work either. So I'm happy with the signs. I found I could just sit them on the seat. A couple of them, I reckon it wouldn't be bad to have a little hinged little foot just to sit them up a little bit straighter. But look, all in all, I'm happy with that. And yeah, I'm just going to sand the top off and clear them in, and try and seal them up so they're a little bit more robust, not as likely to mark up and things like that, or moisture. We had a couple of light showers in at the show, and I'd race in and grab them and put them out of the weather. So we'll see. Over here on the bench, I've got. You notice in the videos I often use a bit of strawberry jam, I call it, the R51, Bearco R51. I'm always buying tubes of R51 for, the channel and for, I think they're a 50mm tube. And Bearco has Loctite specials going at the moment. So the Bearco brand Loctite. Now, it's a Loctite knockoff, it's not Loctite, but the R51 is the equivalent to Loctite 515, I believe. And so instead of having lots of tubes, and I'm always cutting them open, getting my finger down in, I'm going to try the cartridges. They have a bit of a deal going at the moment with their cartridges. So if you ever talk to us at Queensland Tractor Spares, we might be able to help you out with some. I've ordered a box of 681 or 680 something or other, which is the retaining compound. And I've ordered a box of the Loctite for small screws up to 1/4 inch, for carbies and things like that. And some of the bigger stuff, I went up the next size up, but they've run out at the moment. So, so instead of using the tubes, I'm going to try and use the nozzles. yeah, there's a kit they bring out, and it has the cartridge there, and there's a little screw top, so when you're finished you can take the nozzle off and pop the screw top on, but it shouldn't really go off. Like, this product doesn't go off until you take air away. So I'm going to try that. It's probably a cheaper alternative than buying 10 or a dozen 50mm tubes, and they come in a blister pack, and so yeah, you got all the rubbish involved with it, where this just comes in a packet. So, and then you can just buy the cartridges. So I got the little gun with it. It's pretty flimsy looking gun, but anyway, I'm not corking up bathrooms and shit with it. I was going through, when I was shifting the books, I came across a little booklet about Massey Ferguson 35 clutches. So it's got diagrams and a little description of clutches, and the single clutch and the dual clutch, and so little figures and all that. So over this next week, the plan is to scan this, and on the Queensland Tractor Spares website, on the technical tab, I'll pop a copy of that out. It's just interesting data for people to look at. And if you remember, I was looking for a Massey Ferguson 65 workshop manual, and Jonathan Hare from the Friends of Ferguson Heritage Tractor Club, I'm a member of that. I'm a Australian coordinator for just our area sort of thing. I took that on. I thought, well, why not? You know, it's all interesting. The people you meet, that's the great thing. And he said to me, "Oh, the Friends of Ferguson Heritage have manuals for sale," and I hadn't even thought about that really. And so he said, "Oh, well, if you like," he said, he had a look at the books, and he said, "Yeah, they're all right. He'll get me one and post it out." So I said, "Oh, that'd be great." So he did that, and I paid all the expenses to get it here, and he just sent me a thing through PayPal, and I fixed him up for it. So look, it's a lovely book, and it's a proper manual. So that's the binder that it comes in. The part number is 819148M1, and when you open it up inside, she's all ridgy-dig. That's a copy of the original. So we should be on track. Let's hope we are. So we're gonna. So look, thanks, Jonathan. That was a big help. With the box of books that I got from down south, I've got the 65 parts books and all that in here. Plus I have it online. And with your Fergies, and I don't know if people know about it or not, but from reading Facebook, I think a lot don't. But if you talk to your local Massey Ferguson dealer and go to Agco Parts Books, you can ask your dealer for a login, your local dealer. Seng's Sales and Service in town here, they're our Massey Ferguson dealer, and we have an account with them, and they give you the passwords and that to get in, and you've got the full Massey Ferguson parts breakdowns in there. You know, T20, 35, 65, all the old stuff I play with is there, all the 100 series, and look, just about anything. I haven't looked at the modern stuff, but I'm sure it'll be there. But if you register with your local Massey Ferguson dealer through Agco, it's all available to you for free. You can look your own parts up, you can print out a parts list, you know, you can make yourself a parts list, you can print it out with all the genuine numbers and take it up the shed and get it all filthy dirty. So it's a good resource, it's there for everyone to use. John Deere does the same. They don't have pricing or anything like that, but if you can ring up your local Massey Ferguson agent, your Sparex agent, your John Deere, whatever brand tractor, if you can ring them up, do a bit of research yourself, ring them up with the part numbers, they'll love you. And if a part number's superseded, you can ring them up and say, so-and-so here, I'm just doing part number 819148M1. Is any of those available? And they'll say, oh yeah, there's some here, some there. Or that number's substituted now to a new number. So use that resource. It's there to use. It's for free for everyone. It's not a chargeable thing. And yeah, and the other day on a Massey 65, you have a little radiator hose under the water pump. Then it has to come out into a pipe, and the pipe's got 2 bends in it, and then it has 2 bends, so the pipe can go narrow to get past the fan belt to come out into the radiator. And yeah, I rang them up the other day with the proper part number, and they said, oh yeah, hang on, we'll find that. And they had 5 in, I can't remember whether they said Brisbane or Melbourne, but anyway, I had it there in town the next day. So I've got a genuine Fergie part for that. I can't find anywhere where they sell them aftermarket, but look, we're going to have a look and see. We may even stock it, because we get customers asking, and for a while there you couldn't get that part, but now you can, so we'll probably get some and put them in our range of parts. So see how we go. But anyway, look, I better stop talking. Have a look at the, and those who watch the stew will probably have already had a look at the our little show at AgroTrend, and it was a good, it was just good fellowship, you know, yarning to your mates, and you have plenty of time. The people that come and look at the tractors, they come in waves, and you'll be walking around scratching your bum, no one to talk to, so you go back to the Queensland Tractor Spares tent and, you know, the shelter, and just have a yarn. Then, oh, there's so-and-so, you know, so off you go over and have a yarn. Then while you're talking to him, someone else comes up, and they're sort of waiting for you to have a chat, and you're trying to finish old matey up here, and he's just telling you about his neighbour's dog or some bloody thing, and away they go. So it comes in waves. You've got no one to talk to, or else they're waiting to talk to you. But I probably met 6 or 8 people there that watch the channel, and look, that's good. I always like meeting people and saying good day and having a chat, and I'm still surprised about people bother watching it. But anyway, that's just how it is. Plasma Dave, he come along for a yarn, and Plasma Dave and his wife Jackie had a stand at AgroTrend and selling plasma cut wall hangings and art and things like that. So he had one, I was pestering to make one ages ago about the Ferguson system, and it's a little T20 with the Ferguson system. So he had it there, so I bought it off him. My mate Ray Fermor from Harvey Bay, he saw it. Where'd you get that? And I was, oh, Plasma Dave over there. So he, Dave only had one there, so I gave mine to Ray, and he went and saw Dave and bought a little key ring thing as well. And he went and saw Dave and bought it. He paid for it, so I gave him mine. So Dave he'll fix me up one day with a new sign. Nice Fergie grey, Dave. And my 135, it must have copped a little stone, and the left-hand front headlight's got a crack through it. Yeah, so, and look, it could well be off my driveway, because I've got the big chunky tyres on the cruiser, and they pick up rocks on my driveway, and sometimes when you're heading down the road, you hear ting under the mud guards, you know, they're flinging rocks. So I might have chucked a rock at my own bloody headlight, who knows. So I'll have to get a lens for the headlight and fix that up. There's a couple of little things to finish on that 135 yet. Look, it looks good, it's a lovely tractor. It looks like brand new, and it gets a lot of interest at the shows. It was the most popular tractor that I took there. People looked at the John Deere and read the sign for the John Deere, but the little 135, yeah, people liked looking at that. Goldie always gets a bit of attention too, but people get mixed up. They say, oh, my dad had one of them, he used to start it on the gear stick, and he goes, oh, well, it was probably a TE. And I said, oh no, it was a grey one. And I said, yeah, but yeah, anyway, you can talk to some people about it, and other people you just agree, and so away you go. So look, that's that for this week. It was a busy week, holy dooly. Yeah, a few of those I wear them. I'm a bit lame today from all the walking around and buggering about. Yeah, if I was a bloody horse, you'd be looking sideways at me. Yeah, you'd be thinking of putting me down probably, but but I'm okay. I'm hopefully going to get a bit more videoed on this engine today. I've got to tidy up this Massey Ferguson stuff I've got on the floor. That's first cab off the rank this morning. I want to do that, and then I'll be back in. We've done the video on pulling the head off, pulling the, well, We've done the video on assembling the kingpins, which is probably the next one. Then we've got pulling the head off the tractor, off the engine. We've got how to remove head studs, and we've got pulling the sump off. And that's it for the moment, but today, hopefully I can get a little bit further and look, see how we go. No promises, but I do have some up the spout. I just need time to do them. And this Tuesday, nephew Ray's coming down. So he's coming to stay the night Tuesday night, him and Jen. And so, yeah, so probably won't get much done that day either. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Lucky I work for myself. All right, thanks for dropping by again. Please like and subscribe, share the videos out. Have a look at our AgroTrend video, and yeah, we'll catch you next week, eh?